I would say more than offensively was the fact that we came out of the locker room in the second half, allowed them to get confidence, get back into the game. Felt like our defense in the first half is the reason we scored, and I felt like our defense in the second half was the reason we didn't score. So, we're the type of team that we know when we're stringing stops, our guys have more confidence. That usually gets us better ball movement, gets us into the paint, and we weren't as intentional defensively, so I feel like that just kind of throws our game off balance. I know that you can just look at the offense, and again, credit to them for the job they did defensively, pushing us out a little bit more. But it's, them doing that job also plays into the fact that they're scoring the ball more, especially early in the half, and as a result, they're feeling good and we're not, and they're stretching us out more.
Jazz, how frustrating is that in the second half? You guys struggling so much offensively, and I think the last 5 minutes until Gabe's three there at the end, you guys didn't get a basket.
Well, obviously it's frustrating, especially because the first half that we put together, but basketball is, 2 halves, 40 minutes, and we got to make sure that when we come out of the locker room for the second half, we bring the same energy we do for the start of the game, but it's a quick turnaround. Got to get back home and another game on Tuesday. So,
TJ, Jaren, and Gabe were 6 of 30 from the floor. Offensively, is there a way around that, or do you just need them to shoot a little better?
Yeah, look, they're taking some challenge shots. I think more than anything, we got to finish the plays at the rim for sure. Felt like there's a lot of plays out there that we either need to get to the foul line or finish. But those are guys that have led us in scoring all year and opportunities. So those are the guys that are, we're encouraging to take those opportunities. So I believe that, over time it'll work itself out for us, and for the most part it has. And we're going to continue to put the ball and the shots in those guys' hands and put our trust in them.
TJ, you mentioned K-State pushing you guys out a little more in the second half. How did you feel they maybe made things a little tougher on Jazz, as well as potentially getting open post touches in that half as well?
Well, Jazz played terrific last game. He had a great first half scoring-wise tonight, and so he's kind of had it going, so I'm sure he was a focus in halftime. What they talked about, taking away his threes best they can and trying to make sure they're disrupting. So it's not something we haven't seen before, where teams kind of try to come after us a little bit more, and we've got to just, like I said, there's things on offense that are going to be challenges at times, but when we're getting stops, I feel like our confidence in our ball movement offensively works. Our guys know how important that is. So, but again, credit to them for, putting that focus on trying to make it harder on Jazz. And at the same time, I'd feel pretty good if we're defending the same way we did in the first half, that we'd got the opportunities we needed.
And then obviously, I know it just happened a little bit ago. Did you get to hear much on Demarian's status?
Yeah, I think he's fine. He's got a little cut above his eye, but I don't anticipate. I'm sure he'll have some swelling, but it didn't impact any decisions we made tonight. So I anticipate he'll be fine moving forward.
What can you tell us about Caleb's situation?
Yeah, I guess I hate to do this because it's not like it really is day to day. Like how is it feeling? How, what's he able to do in practice? What's he able to do? And it hasn't been feeling good for him. It's been tightening up, and again we've got to trust him in terms of what he can give us, and he's certainly done a great job, giving to the team and being out there when he can, and giving us on a lot of nights enough to be successful. And right now, that's today that wasn't where it's at. We'll continue to reevaluate and see where things are going to our game on Tuesday.
Without him, how much stress does that put on your backcourt, on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, I think it throws our balance, our equilibrium off a little bit that we built over the course of the season. When our team is playing our best, you usually look at the box score and it's 12, 12, 14, 10, 8, and now it's a little more challenged that way. Other guys, stepping up is going to be important. So at the end of the day, we've got to do what's right for Caleb first and foremost, to make sure that he plays when he's healthy and can play the way he needs to play. And if he can't, we have no choice but to adjust and regroup and do what we can.
Yeah, TJ, did Noel kind of counter to the scouting report Was he able to get downhill a little more in the second half and get free for to make plays?
Well, I felt more than anything it was just the making shots, because what he had 2 at half, and they hit 4 threes in the second half, and so him making plays and getting downhill is something that he's going to do. But I felt like more than anything is the shots he made right out of halftime to give them confidence. And all of a sudden I remember looking at the stat sheet, and he went from 2 to 11, and it was just like that. So he's a good player. He's one of the better guards, or one of the best scorers and playmakers in the league, and he's on his home floor in a game that was really important, and he stepped up in the second half and made the plays he needed to make, so all the credit to him.
Coach, Desi Sills gets inserted into the starting lineup the first time this season for K-State. Their guard play had been struggling of late. How much do you think his insertion maybe made things beneficial for them?
Well, I mean, we're a team that takes a lot of pride in turning people over. And I think for them, it allows them some more perimeter sureness with 4 guards out there, where they have multiple playmakers and can probably space the floor a little bit better. And so I thought that was something that was effective for them. And, we've seen against us people try to space us a little more, and, it worked out for them today.